Well, not of course. Nah, that's not. Yeah, he
We're
did.
not. So we're not talking about Joe Rogan getting COVID. Can I
Well,
just get like the headline? Because I
he
didn't
got
know. I don't know anything about
he
Joe
got it.
Rogan got COVID.
it.
He got it. He was right.
Newsflash,
Oh wait,
obvious.
hold on. He got it. He started. He then made a follow up video talking about how he's feeling better because he took a bunch of.
Horse
Uh,
tranquilizers.
he took the horse
All those like
drugs, and
supplements
then he
that he's always pushing on his show.
Ivermectin.
yeah, he took that and a bunch of experimental antibody treatments and stuff that only extremely rich people can afford. And yeah, I
Wait,
mean,
he's rich? From what?
He's gotta have
wait,
money.
I thought, wait, you're joking? Or wait, you're serious?
Nah, I'm joking.
Okay.
I mean, how rich
Rogan.
is Joe Rogan though? I mean, like, are we talking about like hundreds of millions, or are we just talking about like
tens of millions, probably.
tens of millions? Okay, that's comfortable. I mean, that's good. It's definitely.
I looked up somebody the other day that I was very surprised. I'm trying to remember who it was. It was like an actor, and I was like, "What? They're worth 140 million from what?"
I'm guessing it's not a big name actor then, because some of these
No,
actors pull in.
it was a pretty big name. Yeah. You know who it was? It was Reese Witherspoon. I was like,
yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
damn.
Reese Witherspoon's been in the game for a long time.
Yeah.
She's been in
critically acclaimed movies and TV shows.
Yeah,
I mean, Legally
she's an
Blonde.
Academy.
Hello.
She's been an Academy. She's gotten an Oscar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. Like,
I
you're
mean,
Reese Witherspoon.
Side investments.
Side investments.
Yeah.
I mean, and the awards allow you to bump up your rate, right?
Yeah.
Well, she also has a TikTok.
Yeah, I'm sure that's
that's really her main source of income.
Over the moment.
That's what made her first million.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon. God bless her.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Poorly made. Are we gonna jump right in?
Episode 38.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, that sounds good. Are we gonna jump right into it? Into the shenanigans?
Let's go for it. In case everyone's been living under a rock for the past 2 weeks, week and a half.
Everyone,
you and these recaps.
Week and a half. Was it been? So let's say it's been the biggest week. Biggest week in hip hop or at least possibly in music, but
yeah, definitely in music. There's no one outside
since like COVID.
In the probably in the COVID era. Probably in the last 5 years, I would say this has been the biggest week, right? I can't think of.
I mean, since the last time Drake dropped, you would probably have to say.
No, I think this was way more anticipated. I think because he dropped like last year. That's part of my. He dropped last year, right?
Well, yeah,
that
was a trial project though.
That was like tens of songs of album like that.
That little dark
demo tapes was like.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they had at least like 12 songs on it. I count that as
it wasn't small in length, but it was small in like this isn't really something that matters. It's like I'm putting this out.
I don't know. You put out 14. You put out 14 songs. That's an album, and he had the Tootsie Slide on that. That bothered the hell out of me. Yeah,
it's trash.
Slide.
So it's the biggest drop in a while. We can all agree on that.
So Kanye.
Great. Now we have to see DJ Khaled talk again.
Another one.
Little circles, brushing little circles.
But all right. So who we want to start with? We'll start with the person we've all listened to.
We've all listened to both now.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I feel like Mike's only listened to some of it.
Oh well, yeah.
So what?
All right.
Donda?
And Loverboy.
No, I listened to the whole thing.
Okay. All right. So we'll start with Donda. All right. We'll start with
my kids. Honestly, I thought it was when I heard it on a good speaker, I was like,
But yeah, when you said in the group chat that it was tough, I was like, does he mean it's tough like it's hard, or does he mean tough like it's tough? It's tough to listen to.
Oh,
Like
the beauty of language.
like my ears are suffering.
Well, I don't know.
my ears are working out.
I heard a couple of those, and I was like, "Oh God!" Like, do I have to hear this or not? Like
First thing,
the first
worst
song.
worst intro ever.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like that's not
Ever.
avant-garde.
No.
You're just repeating someone's name. It wasn't even like in different intonations. It was the same shit.
Okay, wait.
My lady thought it was that there was it was an attempt to summon her, like it was a séance, like Candyman or.
Okay, wait. All right. So
if that was
have you guys heard? Have you guys heard what supposedly the meaning of the Donda chant is?
That he's trying to summon her back to life.
No, that's not.
That's
what your girl said.
If anything, she's running away.
No. So the general consensus, or I guess the rumor, I guess you would say, is that supposed to be the symbolism is the 58 times her heart beat before she passed. It's like a representation of her heartbeat. So if you guys were listening to the stream, like a live stream, it was actually originally a much longer cut. It was terrible. It was still terrible. I don't want anyone.
I was gonna say, yeah, God, I feel bad for the live stream people.
Right. It was that like what we got on the album was like that times like 10. It was much longer, but it was 58 times saying Donda, and it was like a representation of 58 heartbeats before she passed away, or something like that. Which I didn't know. I think I found that out last night. I was listening to another person review, and they brought that up. So again, this being about his mother, like I can get him wanting to do something artistic. I don't think it was as simple as just saying Donda over and over again.
It's a bad choice.
It didn't necessarily work. I don't think anyone likes it.
No.
But I can appreciate him trying to do something, different.
All right. It felt at best like a spoken word, cheesy attempt. Like that's not what a chant is.
No, it was a chant. It was just annoying and like it was a poor way to introduce. It was like annoying and it was unpleasant to listen to. It was not a like if he had
I didn't like it.
If he had the chorus sing her name over and over again, like that could have been something really. That could have been something really nice.
I don't think it would have.
It would have been less irritating.
The same way. Yeah,
it didn't work though. It didn't work at all.
It didn't work. Yeah, you're right. It didn't work in like there's no entertainment value in it. But artistically, like to mimic the heartbeat with the Donda, like I get it. I don't like it. I'm not making excuses for it, but I'm just saying like I get the attempt and I see it. So like I'm not mad at it. I just don't play it. I just skip it.
Oh, I deleted it from the thing.
That's all over the top.
It's too pretentious. I don't want to even like.
I'm all broke into Spotify, Apple Music, and Tidal, and deleted the file.
Okay. Oh,
he has the government inside.
He got a refund for like 1/20th of the album.
So wait. So before we get to like what our feelings about it. So what do we feel about like? Well, I don't know if it's confirmed or if it's rumors. Or if it's just jokes around the internet that the release wasn't planned. Like he didn't intend on releasing it just yet. That like this was released by the label.
I think that's being blown up and misrepresented. Like it was released without Jail Part 2. Without the version of Jail with the baby on it. That was the issue. And then a couple hours later, they released it with Jail Part 2, and everything was good. Like, it wasn't like it was going to be a different album, or like, he had already submitted it. Boo, his manager, had posted on Instagram, like, it's submitted, it's in. The intention was for it to go out, but the intention was for it to go out with that Jail Part 2 track, which it didn't have upon initial release. So, to my understanding, it's like, that track didn't get released initially, and then I guess they spoke to whoever they need to speak to, and it got put on. I would imagine the label probably didn't want to support the baby being on their new release, or there was some, label drama there. but I mean, it eventually came out. I don't think it's like Kanye wasn't going to drop the album that Sunday. I think it's just that he was waiting until that single was on it.
Wait, I'm looking at it. Wait, it's
The baby.
I don't see it on the album at the moment.
You have to
Unless
did you re-download it afterwards?
no.
Yeah, you got to re-download it,
Okay. All
and
right.
it'll be there.
Okay.
Downloading.
Yeah. I was just gonna say if I was assuming that was the case, that it wasn't, because I was like, for God's sakes, like you, I feel like it sounded dumb that like the album released it against his wishes. Like the album, like the label broke into, got his laptop and just like submitted it and like had it. I was like, for God's sake, Kendrick hasn't released in like 5 years at this point. Like,
Right.
so yeah, thoughts and should I go first?
Yeah, you go first because I'm just gonna be upset if you shit on everything I say afterwards. So just
I'm gonna still have things to respond to what you say, but
I know.
it depends. It depends. It depends how you feel. It's still messy. I like it a lot more. I feel like this was more in line with what Jesus is King should have been.
Okay.
Like I feel like he did a gospel album better this time around. With that being said, I still feel like it's it's messy. It's kind of scattered and bloated. Um, I don't know. I like I said, like my notion, my thoughts about him for a while has been that like aside from just his is not refined the way it used to, and I think the refined sound that he had before was, and like just the professional sounding nature of his music wasn't a benefit, and I think now this behavior and the way it's sounding now is takes away from his music.
When you say messy, what do you mean? Do you mean like you don't like the mix?
The mixes are still aren't as sharp. They're still like wonky in places. Like it's really it's sloppy in points. Like it's still he's still one of the best producers. Still has like this still one of like a really good sounding album. I like I like where he went with a lot with some of the production, but it's still sloppy, and it's like and like that's unfortunate. It could have like I could have you could see it being better if he pulled back, and it seemed like he just let it be messy at points.
Mm. Is there a particular song that jumps out to you? Like you feel like the mix
Oh
is
God,
messy, or
the fact that
if you don't, it's fine. I'm just curious.
the fact that there are 26 songs, that's the mess. That's one part of it. You didn't need that. You didn't need remixes where only like a verse was different or like slight drums were changed and added as a whole new track. That speaks for itself. The fact that I don't know all the names. That I don't know the names because there's so many songs.
Right.
Is part of it. Um, yeah.
Okay. So, did you get everything out? Because I just want to touch on a couple of points that you made.
I have other thing, but
We'll go for that. All right. So, the first thing I want to mention, I do think it was better than Jesus is King. But I disagree with the idea that it's a better gospel album than Jesus is King. I don't feel that Donda is a gospel album. I guess it's an album with a lot of religious themes. Like I think that's a part of Kanye's brand now. But I wouldn't say that this is a gospel album. To me, Jesus is King was clearly a gospel album. You had a lot of the choral elements. You had the church sound. Like this, like what's that song? Off the Grid is not a gospel song. Like that's a drill beat. Like you have Junior Watanabe Jr. That's like a Playboy Cardi sound. Like that's not a gospel sound.
I'd argue some
We
of
up
the
agree.
I'd
Correct.
argue that some of the I think there were a couple
Catchy.
of tracks on Jesus Kid isn't like I say Jesus Kid.
Yeah,
Jesus
but
King isn't
Oh
like
God.
gospel necessarily. Like
I would say that lyrically across the board, it was all about his religion or experience with religion. At least like this, it doesn't always talk about religion.
I don't feel like it needs to be though. I don't feel like every you don't need to be. I think it need, maybe is that a prerequisite for a gospel album that
I mean,
everything has to be about God in some.
I would think so. I mean,
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
to me, like real gospel albums
I
deal
feel like
with.
he mentions God or Jesus in every track at least once.
It's different. I think like as a whole, the Jesus is King album was, to me, that was a clear like, this is a gospel album. Play it on Sundays. Like I'm talking about my experience and my journey with religion, where like uh what you call it, especially with the album isn't even like the album that we got is clean. Like he took out a lot of the curse words and the n words and things like that. But if you hear the live streams, like it wasn't clean. Where Jesus is
Hmm.
King all the way through had no cursing and no, expletives or whatever. So like I get
Wait,
that we got a clean version, but to me
so
it's like
are you saying you can't say bitch and still love God?
it's literally the farthest from what I'm actually saying. But I see the comedic value, and I'm gonna let it go.
Hmm.
Um, Before I can like drone on, Mike, did you have any issues or concerns? Because I have other stuff
I mean,
fast
I
forward
thought
on.
it was too long. Yeah, I don't understand why. And the same thing with the other album. Like, why do these albums have to be 21 songs long? Like, when did that become a thing?
So that's actually something I want to touch on too, because these longer albums, that's the new formula. Like it's a streaming competition, right? Like
Too,
it's all
yeah.
about streams now. So the more product you put out, the more opportunity there is to get those streams. Because you before we were dealing with physical CD sales, or if I sold one CD, that was one sale and that was it. Now I have to get a certain amount of streams to equate to one physical sale. So the more quantity of singles that I put out, the more opportunity there is for me to get streamed, because everyone's gonna like. The thing is, like, this is why there's Jail and there's Jail Part Two, right? Some people are gonna want the baby verse, and some people are gonna want the Jay Z verse, and some people want both, right? But he gave people both, so he's not losing any streams. Because like
I
you
guess.
give people the option to still hear the music that they want, and he's still benefiting from it. If he didn't have that song, then you're the less streams. And that's just
Mm,
like Drake. Drake just put out CLB that also has what 25 tracks,
mhm.
22,
something
21,
like that.
22?
And
Yeah.
and
Over 20.
Scorpion, his last album was I think 26 tracks.
Yeah.
Albums in general from these bigger artists, they are longer, and it's for that reason. It's a streaming.
But
Service.
I wouldn't say that because J Cole's album was what 16 tracks.
J. Cole doesn't play that game, and there's going to be
Yeah.
select artists
Okay.
that
Yeah.
there's going to be select artists that
You mean
don't
guys? You mean guys who
worry
made good
about
albums
sales.
this year? You mean guys who made good
Mm.
albums this
I
year?
really didn't. Well, we can talk about that. I didn't love the J. Cole album, to be honest.
It's better than either of these, and it's a good album.
Mm,
Nas
I
didn't do that.
I
I'm just saying.
enjoyed. Go ahead,
Nas
Mike.
had 15
Nah,
songs.
you guys go.
I
Um.
enjoyed. I enjoyed Donda more than J. Cole's album.
God no.
Yeah.
But we say that, but like that was a thing 2 years ago, 3 years ago when he did Yay. Was it? Is it 3 years ago? 2 years ago? Yay
Yeah, when he did
and
those albums, yeah.
yeah, Kids See Ghosts. Yeah, people
Mm.
were like streaming was the main form of that. Like
Yes,
I
but keep in
remember.
mind he's a producer on 5 albums that came out in 5 weeks, so that's 25. Sorry,
All right,
30 tracks.
we've
7
already
times 5.
we've already been over that. Like I think his judgment is poor, and like
Well,
aside from
I'm just making the argument that he put out 30 tracks. It's the
yeah
same thing. The streams are still there because it's 30 tracks that he put out.
yeah well I don't know they're different albums and for different artists. Um
I'm gonna say that it was no Life of Pablo.
no it's definitely on the
That
it's
was
definitely
that was his last best album.
it was yeah it's definitely on the weaker end of his it's in the Jesus is King Yay
How much of this do you think
possibly use
is us
Uh,
getting old? Because I'm seeing a lot of people on the internet that it's frustrating to me because I'm like, these are clearly like new Kanye fans, but some people are saying this is top three Kanye,
oh,
and
because
to me,
they're bad. They don't understand. Because I'm gonna say this right now, Kanye as a rapper is the weakest part of this album.
mm, Kanye as a rapper is the weakest part of this album.
He's to me, he's never been the like. I mean, the some of the best songs on this new album are the songs that he's just in the chorus. Like
That's
he's
not
not to me. He's never been
no,
the
don't
feature
wherever you're about.
rapper.
That's not the case.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
you
my
can say
opinion.
that. Yeah. Kamal
I just
doesn't
I
do
just
well with
disagree.
opinion. He does.
I
No,
just
that's not what
disagree.
you said though. You didn't say you disagree. You said he was wrong.
Yeah, he's wrong. I disagree. I disagree. I believe I'm right. I believe he's wrong. So yeah, that's
fair.
So I think like Mike's point, like, and even Kanye has said like he's never been like the greatest rapper alive. He's been like maybe top three in different points of his career. I think obviously there's Kanye albums that have had much stronger lyrical performances, right? I don't think he's at the stage where the lyrics are the most important to him. I think we've seen him
definitely
have.
not.
I think we've seen him like get a bunch of writers in the room, and it seemed like he's at least trying to have a strong lyrical performance.
Mhm.
If you look at the credits, there are a lot of writers on this.
Yeah.
But
Whoever
it
he
still
has
feels
writing needs to try. Like he needs to scrap them.
But I mean, I feel like Kanye knows the difference. Not even I feel like Kanye knows the difference between like giving like lyrical miracle bars and giving just like whatever it is that he's
Mm.
giving now. I think it's a choice. I don't think
Nah,
he's like out of the
nah.
loop. Like you think
I
Kanye
feel
just doesn't know
feel
how
like
to make good music anymore?
no. It's not about giving. I feel like you're just giving. Like you should just take it as what it is, as opposed to like headcanoning what it is to like justify his lyrics and him as like a performer on this being poor and weak. Like his lyrics are bad on a lot of this. A lot of it is it's poor and redundant, and he kind of takes away uh from songs on the album. I would say
Well,
this and Jesus is King are definitely his his two weakest albums. Um, and so this seems to be the continue like whoever he's been working with on these last two albums, arguably last three with Ye.
mhm,
I think he needs to look elsewhere.
mhm.
He needs to go back in the Wayback Machine and talk to some of his old friends. I don't know if he's not. I don't know who he don't fuck with Sci High no more like that, or like him and Consequence is still close. They cool again. He's like
Yeah,
that
I
I
writer's
mean,
like
beat.
some of the sounds on the album.
Yeah, but that's production is not the. We can't wait about my point about the lyricism. Like, do you is there a disagreement there that his lyrical performance on there?
I
This is
didn't
still a
hate the
hip hop
lyrics.
album, right? This is
I
still a
didn't.
hip hop album.
Yeah, I didn't hate the lyrics. I don't think I had a negative of a reaction as you did. Um, and to be honest, like I don't think for me Kanye like what I enjoy about Kanye the most has always been the production. Like if it for me, I guess almost the lyrics are a bonus, but musically he always connects with me. So like it's easy if I can listen to it and I feel it and I'm like this is innovative and I'm like I haven't heard something like this before or this sound really like strikes me. Like I'm gonna buy in and then the lyrics are kind of just on top of it. Like
Mm,
there's
I
there's
feel
Like that
particular
cheesy.
there's particular lines in there that I'm assuming are the ones that you're referring to that are just like bad lyrics. But to me, it's also like Kanye's lyricism, especially as he got older, kind of became like cheesy dad jokes, and it's almost to
nah.
a point where like
He
for
had
me,
corny dad jokes at the beginning.
yes,
That's not it.
but now it's like that's the highlight of his lyricism to
Not,
me.
and that's a bad thing. And
Now,
I feel like if you're this is like if you I don't know. I feel like if you're just wanting like a nice sounding, then like I don't know. Hip hop is a two phase is a two part kind of music form. It's the production, but it's also the lyricism. And like if you're just like if you're only listening to production, then like he might as well be making a different form if it's like
I
like
mean,
I feel like his for one thing, let's put it, he was a great rapper, regardless of who was writing for him or not. At one point, he was a great rapper who had great songs with great lyrics, and there
mhm.
was great writing across of it. I think it kind of. I'm trying not to be antagonistic, but you're making a bit of excuses, and I feel like
What? Just to clarify, what's the excuse that I'm making? That he's old?
that that he's making he has dad jokes that like he was never held for his like his rapping. It's like
Mm.
no,
I mean,
like
I didn't say that he was never held for his
what
rapping
made
ability.
him great was that like he had this top tier
Production, and he could
king of the
also rap
hill,
on top of it.
and he could. That's another thing. He
Yeah.
doesn't. His flow is really bad now. Like
I mean, yeah, I
doesn't ride.
disagree. I
He
disagree.
doesn't ride beats the way he doesn't ride beats really well, and
I don't think he's
that could
ever
also
written beats that well,
he
to be
has.
honest.
He has. He definitely has. And like the I feel like maybe that's also a product of him losing out, like because I feel like his production
Hmm.
and like his I don't know, just his work is messier.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's maybe like that's gonna be a point of contention for us, like with this, because like outside of him having writers, and obviously I'm a huge Kanye fan, I never put him in that category of like I always use the term lyrical miracle. Like
Top
I
MC.
I think he makes entertaining music, but I wasn't buying into it because like the bars were the hardest. And that's just me. That's just me. I'm not
Mm.
saying I agree with you that there was a period in time where like lyrically he was elite, 100%. Like he
So
was up there,
wait,
but
so
that
wait,
still wasn't the draw for me in particular.
mm, so you're telling me from and like the lyrical miracle thing is like nobody was talking about like he like need to be two timing like was it double timing on when he's rapping and like having quadruple entendres in his
Yeah,
verses but no he's never done that but like
but that's why I'm
being
saying he's not
being
up there for me
being
because like I
being
listen to
able to
rappers
have
that
good
have that.
word give me have like moderate to like strong wordplay and like to ride a beat well is something he's not doing anymore like you couldn't tell me that like oh I didn't listen or like his lyrics weren't really that good from 2004 to 2013 like I
I'm
never
not
listened to that
saying the lyrics weren't good.
I just listened
I didn't say any of that. I didn't say any of that. I just said that I didn't consider him as one of the elite rappers from a technical standpoint. I never have because
nobody the
I'm fans of like you mentioned Sci High. Like Sci High is a technical lyrical genius to me. Pusha T, like your Jay Z's, like those guys, I think are better rappers lyrically, technically than Kanye, right? But I don't think they make as good of music, like the whole package, as him.
and
But
that's my point. It was that he's not the whole package anymore. It's like it was like if the production was
mhm.
here and like the
Yeah,
lyrics were
I can
like
agree. I can agree
here,
with that. I can
then
agree with that. That he's not
then the
the whole
lyrics are
package that he
like
was.
here and the production is like here.
Hmm.
I think Donda
And
is
that's
very
my point.
supercharged. Like it got me like feeling hype. You know, like
I think the first
it's
like 10 tracks,
supercharged.
the first like 10 tracks, I think are solid. Oh, well, we're not including the Donda chant. So like
No,
honestly, like one through nine, just to read them real quick: Jail, God Breathe, Off the Grid, Hurricane, Praise God, Jonah, Okay, Okay, Junior. I don't. This is
I
maybe surprising.
I
Believe what I
really like
say.
I really like the production on that.
Believe what I say? The
Yeah.
Lauryn Hill flip. Actually, when I first heard it during the third live stream, I got hyped just off of the emotional like Lauryn Hill sample. Like
Mhm.
my ears perked up. But I actually don't like that song. Like it did not grow on me. I think the flip of that sample is kind of cheap. Like, and to bring up Drake, we're going to talk about more in detail. Like Drake flipped this Lauryn Hill sample way better than this was. Like, I
I
really
gotta.
didn't enjoy
Sorry.
the song. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I don't know. I gotta be honest with you. I think the live stream, the event, like I don't want to say it was trash because like I don't have the credentials, but like I don't understand it, and I know that we attended the Life of Pablo. At least there was like this somewhat of like a performance, you could say.
Yeah.
I don't really understand like how you could say that that just wasn't like a bunch of like people that will follow him no matter what he puts out, and that it was actually a good event because I watched the whole first one through the whole thing, and I just don't understand it. Like if there was something in the other two that I missed, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But like we're supposed to just like accept that he's just walking around stage doing nothing, like, and just playing the music. Like how is that good? I don't
Well,
understand how that's a good performance.
they did scale up as it went, right? So the second one, it was more interactive because they set up like a room, like a bed, a comforter, like some shoes and stuff like that. So there was like outfit changes, and he would do different things. Like he was doing push-ups to the beat at one point, and it was it was more like he was doing things as opposed to just like walking around, right? And then the third
Right.
one, there was the whole, you know, his childhood house was constructed in the middle of the field, and he had the different artists that were featured on the songs would come out, you know, whenever their song was on, and they would all kind of like interact during the play of those songs. And then the end of the show for that third one was pretty fucking amazing, if you ask me, where essentially they burn the house down, and then like a man on fire comes out, and then there's like this huge, beautiful like orchestration from I forget the name of the song, Come to Life, with like all the pianos and everything, and then Kim comes out in like a white gown. Like it was really nice to me. Yeah, that part was like super artistic and beautiful. Um,
I mean,
just
maybe I missed that part.
yeah. So like the third one, I would say you would probably have enjoyed more from like a performance perspective. I think the other two were kind of like, you know, we want to test this music, and like when we went to the listening party years ago, it was him and a bunch of guys, like him and his rapper friends, playing music off an iPhone. Right? That's not really entertaining either.
Was it really off an iPhone?
Yeah, he plugged his phone in and was like playing the tracks on his
Well,
phone
if it's a listening party, that's the point. The point is like
to listen to the music.
it's a listen to music. It's a listening party. Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like to Mike's, you know, complaint is like we're just, you know, watching him walk around. Like, well, yeah, but like the point isn't that he's walking around. The point is to listen to the music. Like it is a listening
Yeah.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like really anything
So
else.
why make a listening party at all then?
To test the music and see how people respond. I mean, he's been doing this since that event that we went to. He did it for Jesus is King also. I went to the one that was in Harlem. He did it in Chicago, and I think that he did one in Jamaica, I believe. So he's been doing this for the last couple albums where he's doing like these listening parties, test how people react to songs, go back and edit and remix and stuff like that.
And that's
and Kamal hates all of that.
I don't think it's I think it's not a coincidence that he starts doing this and the music is worse.
Well, he
Like
did it for Pablo. So I was just saying like Pablo is the you're saying Pablo
and I was
fine, right? It's the
I would say Pablo is the last great album, and I still and it's like
It was
there.
the one that was like on the teetering edge of the cliff.
Yeah. Yeah. The Max Kellerman cliff, yeah.
And that one was wildly considered unfinished, and then it did get some changes and songs added to it and mixes that were different
changed, yeah.
after a while. That's why a lot of
Yeah.
people are comparing it to Life of Pablo.
Yeah.
Should we be holding him to a higher standard? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
is this okay that he's just putting out albums that aren't finished? I mean,
No.
Like,
No, Mike,
or we
it's
just
okay.
like we're just
Mike,
swallowing this because we're like diehard fans. Like, shouldn't he give us like finished shit?
I'll
Mike,
let
have you been
Kamal
listening?
go.
Have you heard me the last like 10 minutes? No, this is not acceptable. Nah,
I
10
mean,
I'm
minutes. 10
I'm,
minutes.
de-
You
I'm
mean
I'm
just
you mean 3 years?
3 years. Thank you. Yeah, that's the point. Like he shouldn't. People are allowing
Kamal's
him to
like,
rest on
finally.
like no, he shouldn't be resting on his laurels. You shouldn't allow it. You should. It's fair to criticize if you don't like what the way it sounds. If it sounds messy, it's fair to say it sounds messy to you. If it feels unfinished, if it seems scatterbrained and unfocused at times, then say it. I remember someone talking about like it felt like gaslighting, talking about used to the same thing, so that's why you don't like it. It's like, nah, bro. It's like that's not it. These are just not as good. Like I've heard Kanye try different styles of music.
Mm.
It's just not as good. It's not as polished. Like I know what I'm listening to. But like, all right, let's move on from. Um, do we want to give any number ratings, or is that just we're gonna be?
Well, yeah, I mean, we can. I think we're gonna be very all over the place. You're probably gonna be
Mhm.
shocked at mine. I think this is like this is like I would
Wait, are we
say
are we doing decimals or are we just doing
we're doing
just
decimals.
okay?
Out of 10, I'm giving this like a 7.5 to an 8.
Okay,
I enjoy this album. Yeah,
okay.
I thought it was gonna be higher for him.
no.
Really? Oh, because
Anyone else?
when he said I was gonna be surprised, I was like, oh man, he's gonna surprise me in a good way. But okay,
No, no, no.
Mike, what are you giving it?
I'm gonna give it a 5.8. 5.8.
I like 5.8.
Yeah, that makes
No,
sense to me.
no. I'll be fair.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna give it a 6.
But
Um,
before you move on from it, I want to know like okay, so let's say don't count the part twos. So that's like 23 tracks, right? Yeah,
I felt it should have ended at Come to Life? No.
yeah.
Yeah,
Come to
Come
life
to Life.
or
It should have
or
ended there.
It
Shakari
should have
track.
ended with
Oh
the
wait,
good songs.
my question was how many songs, if you can ballpark, if you know the exact number, like did you actually like out of the 23? Again, not counting the part twos. You can count them as
Maybe 5.
really only 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of the other stuff was just fluff.
That I like,
Like
meaning like
that you would listen to again, like that
maybe that
that you didn't delete from the face of the earth, like duh.
I'm off my kids.
songs that I would give like a 6.5 or greater in total. I would
I'm
say
not okay. If that's how you have to
10.
word
He's like, I didn't say that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what classifies like as opposed to
like a
like
song
tolerate
that you want to hear again. Like I want to play this song. Like it's not that hard of a question. Like, do you
10,
want to play the song or not?
10.
10. Okay, so 10 out of the 24, or you're not including. Excuse me, 23. You're not including the part twos.
Um, I guess maybe because I'm at what this is 27, right? Like
Yeah, I'm
20,
saying so. There's
26,
four.
not including the chance.
Okay, so if we take out the chant and the part twos, we're taking out 5 songs. So
Okay.
we're at 22. So out of the 22, you like 10, or you would listen again to 10.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that to me is for your 6 rating. That makes sense.
Yeah. I feel
Doesn't
I
make
feel
sense
it's
for
fair.
mine.
I think that's fair. Yeah, Mike's a little bit, but
I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, I felt that.
I would really give this album like a 40.
Out of 10 or top 100.
out of no, 4 out of 10.
Okay, so
Okay.
Certified
Mr.
Lover Boy, are you gonna
Mr.
surprise me
Certified.
with this?
Wait, you want me to go again?
Yeah, are you even a Drake fan? Like, where do you stand with Drake?
I like Drake. Um,
Rapist.
so let me see what I wrote down for this one. I actually
He
wrote
made
something.
notes. He made
I made
notes.
just a quick. I did just a quick note. what I say about this.
I don't know if I can
Um,
stand to wait. Do you like this more than Donda?
I don't know if I can
no,
stand to wait.
Okay, thank
no,
God. This is all I needed to know because if
no,
you rated CLB higher than Donda, then we have a problem.
no. Um,
I mean, for God's sakes, the cover album art is
Certified Lover
just
Boy is the Sopranos
disgusting.
of hip hop.
well, for one thing,
Whoa,
Kanye,
whoa!
Kanye's is
Don't put on the same train as the Sopranos.
Kanye's is just well,
Just
he was
underwhelming and no
imitating
redeeming qualities.
he was imitating the
Yeah,
Sopranos with the well, no, that was actually that'd be Donda.
you know, one
Imitating
was
the
a
Sopranos.
a gold standard television show, and one is just an album by some Canadian douchebag.
All right.
All right, come on, go ahead.
All right. I feel like I'm not like a super fan, but I feel like the douchebag thing is largely what I felt like this album like was a it felt like a social media and like party promotion album.
Hmm.
Like the way I explained it to my lady, because she hates the album and can't sit through it at all.
Mhm. Does she like
Good
Donda?
taste.
Well, she's biased on that because she can't stand Kanye,
Kanye?
so
Yeah.
she's not can't give
Not
it a fair
partaking. I
she
guess.
can't give it a fair shake. But what it felt like was like the reason why I said it was like a social media and like party promotion album because it felt like it was like really mediocre and like he sounded bored
Mhm.
and like half trying on most of it. It felt like a perfect example of it was I saw on like on IG that a friend like someone
IG.
I'm friends with on Instagram like posted like a story of herself with the song one of the songs playing in the background with the line about trading I lost friends but found peace that's a nice trade off or whatever.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I was like, that's what this album is. This album is meant for like people to post
Yeah.
post about
But
themselves
that's
with
been Drake. That's Drake's
with
whole
like
career.
Yeah,
really like
isn't that all of his songs?
nah. He definitely has
That
much
all of his
better.
hits.
Of no substance and just
Nah, he has
commercial
much
trivial
better. He
trivial
has much
something.
better and a lot more effort put into it. Like this is probably I think this is definitely like his worst album.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's lazy. It feels like he was like yeah, it was set up for like videos. It felt like for the strip club. It felt like people to post as background music when they're trying to promote like parties that they're throwing, and
Yep.
it felt like posting for social media when like you have these like slick empty relationship platitudes that like seem cool on social media. So like talking about
So question.
guys,
Question. So
yeah.
I guess the first question is, do you think that that's intentional? Do you think that he's doing this on purpose and he knows that this is what how the album is going to be consumed and all of that is on purpose? Like all the easily quotable, memeable, like I'm too sexy, like that's a meme built in.
Yeah.
Like do you see all that as intentional and so that's what
Yes.
he set out to do, or do you think it's like he tried to make art or whatever and say something and like this is the
Well,
result, or I guess it could be a
well,
hybrid, I don't know.
well, like you guys were saying, like it's part of it. Like he's Apple, so like he doesn't like really need to like he
His
sells.
life is trivial. Like
No,
that.
it's not that it's trivial. He sells just off the brand of him being Drake. He's Drake, the most popular
Mhm.
artist in the world right
Right. To me,
now.
that's why this album would have to have been purposely done like that. He knows what's gonna sell. He knows what people expect of him, and that's why he did that. Like
Yeah, so that's why I say
it's
it's
not some
Apple.
deep thing, which it
It's
makes sense. He wants to make money, not okay. He doesn't really give a shit about like how people rate him as an artiste.
I
Right.
don't know about I don't know about that. Like I can say Donda is better than uh this album. Kanye definitely tried more than that, but like while it's better, it's not that much better. Um, I think something that like Kanye should pay attention to is like I think there's some production on this album that's better. I think it's a lot cleaner and slicker
I
than.
would say that it's cleaner. I don't know that it's better.
There's
Like
some that there are some
it's
like
not
well one thing it's
innovative to
super
me.
bloated. It's not innovative. That's something else I wrote that like
Yeah.
it sounds a lot of it. Yeah, it's boring.
Also, another way to describe Drake as an artist, not innovative. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't think of one thing that he's ever done that I was like, wow, that's really innovative. Like,
Um. I don't know. Well, you don't need to. You don't need to. You don't need to reinvent like the
no, but I think
genre to
that's the
be
difference,
a
say,
strong
between him
art.
and Kanye. Like, Kanye is trying to be innovative, which doesn't always work. It doesn't always make good music. It doesn't always sound together, but like that is innovate. That's his MO, his innovation.
Right.
Now
Yeah.
I think he's getting a little bit like, oh, I'm a billionaire. Like, what else? What kind of pain do I really have to rap about? But
Well,
you
he's
know,
been rich. He's been rich for a long time and still was putting out great albums.
but I mean, a billionaire and a
There's
hundred
there's
millionaire,
levels. There's
different
levels.
levels.
Okay. Um.
He's like, okay.
So back to the music though.
Yeah.
So
It sounded really typical. Like I was talking about it before, and I was saying that like if you were playing this, I wouldn't necessarily be able to tell what album this was from,
mhm.
and like I feel that's the part of it. I feel like it could be really interchangeable with the throwaway tracks from words like other albums that he's made in the past.
Yeah.
Like
Um so for me, like the Drake album in itself, right? I really like the first track.
I do
Um
too, actually.
and then after that, it doesn't ever get like I don't think it ever gets my attention after that.
Hmm.
And again, I'm not a big Drake fan. I clown him constantly. I don't I think that his earlier projects are solid. Lyrically, I think he's incredible. I don't always relate to his subject matter, which is like so for me, like I mentioned earlier with Kanye, like the music is the biggest thing for me, right?
Hmm.
So if I can't buy into the music, then the lyrics have to deliver. And if I'm not relating to
Wow.
the lyrics, if
Well,
I'm not relating to the lyrics, then it's like, well, why am I even here? So for Drake, when I hear like his lyrical ability is amazing, but the subject matter, it's not something I can connect to. So like I've always struggled with that. Um, so like with this project in particular, like we mentioned, like he doesn't really do anything production wise that's different from what he's already done. The subject matter is more of the same. You know, his relationships with women and like not going his way and supposedly not having friends in the industry, but there's a shit ton of features and you use their features to promote the album. So like, do you have friends or do you not have friends? Or are
well,
you saying
well,
that
you
they're
don't need
not
to.
your friends and you're just using them to promote your album?
Well,
Like,
damn,
what's the
you don't,
narrative there?
you there are things called colleagues, right? Like you don't need to be friends with someone for them to be featured on your album, right?
Yeah,
It's
but I
like
mean, he's pretty chummy with a lot of these guys. But
I mean, I don't know to like the extent that they work together. We don't like he works together with Future because like they're very popular. He may like the way that Future like sounds
so
on
this
his
is a
production.
Abba and Preach comparison. Like they're not actually friends. They just work together.
I don't. If you told me that him and Future weren't friends, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I have a hard time believing Drake at times because I feel like he presents himself one way in public and another way oftentimes lyrically, or like he puffs his chest out a lot, and that kind of rubs me the wrong way. Also, I just
Well,
don't know
why
if I
wouldn't
believe
he?
him.
He's the most. He's been the most successful, popular artist of the last
I
five
mean, puffing
years.
his chest out for his musical accolades, I have no issue with. I'm talking about when he's like on a song with 21 Savage and he's like, yeah, gang shit all day. I'm just like,
Well,
no.
no, I'm pretty sure. Wait, wasn't it just Savage was like
What's the chorus
about
of
the?
the song? It's the chorus of the song, though. So,
I
like,
don't remember. This album is bad. I don't.
yeah.
Wait, can we? I'm gonna jump out on a limb and say something that may
Uh,
be unpopular. Um,
oh, it wouldn't be the first time.
yeah. I don't want to hear from Jay Z no more. I'm good.
What do
He's
you mean? You don't want to hear from him musically ever?
Yeah. I'm good.
Wow.
I got my what my 10 albums. I'm good. He had two tries and he struck out. Um,
That's
yeah.
very harsh.
I think
That's
both the
very
verses
harsh.
on both of these albums are bad, and I don't need to hear from Jay Z.
So someone makes two
I don't
bad
know.
songs,
I
and you're
remember
like, I
I'm
don't want to
of
hear
the
from them.
people I remember verses of. It's not Drake's. It's Jay Z's. 2 lines. I remember his 2 lines.
what two
Not I
lines do
don't
you
remember.
remember?
Hova and Jesus, like Moses and Jesus.
First
I
thing,
mean, it's just
That's
magic.
on
It's smart.
Donda.
Whether
that's a
he wrote it or not, I don't know. But
No,
like,
he wrote
I
it.
don't remember
he
any
wrote
of
it.
Drake's
But that
lines.
I
I
I
think that's
remember.
a very hot take. I think you don't like 2 songs from a guy who's given you like
I'm good. I'm
20
good.
years of pretty
But
good and
that's
consistent
no. But
music.
that's the point. He one thing we know. He
Also, the
knows.
features.
We know, and he knows. Well, for one thing, he's not doing a ton of new music right now at the moment.
Yeah,
I
but
think,
that's more
but
reason to
like
not
his
disqualify him. Like
no,
it's not even
exactly
his album.
because for one thing, he's supposed to be the goat. Two,
Okay.
the fact that he doesn't
We
make
all know
music
Nas is the goat.
and he's Jay Z
Well, according to
means that.
Kamal, Nas should be canceled 15 years ago if that's the case, because
Wait, what are you talking about?
Nas has put out actual bad albums,
He
whereas
probably
Jay-Z,
should have been canceled.
whereas Jay Z put out 2 features, and he doesn't want to hear from him ever again.
Yeah, that's because I've heard two. Well, that's the point. He's not putting out good. He's not putting out music anymore. And like these are supposed to be big deals because they're Jay Z verses. They're Jay Z features. Just like what do you call it?
I really think there are
He's
going to be a lot.
the
Like
rap
Andre
father.
Andre 3000. Like
Yeah.
his feature, his unreleased
Da-da-da,
feature,
I like the
amazing.
way you move. Da-da-da.
Thank you for that, Michael.
That's Big Boy, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
So
That's Big
and
Boy.
yeah,
What'd
like
you
that's
call me?
but that's my point. Like Andre 3000 makes even less music than Jay Z. His verse amazing. Makes me want to hear so much more of him. But I know I'm not. I'm just settle for
Okay,
this
so
unreleased
just
verse.
um,
But like,
so the
yeah,
last
that's
time
just
we
a small
heard
point.
from Jay Z, I believe on an album was the
What's the
Jay Electronica one, or he was on the Beyonce one. I didn't really listen to
I
it.
don't know which ones of those came first or
They're still married?
actually.
So
I really like Jay Electronica. Speak of that, I think Jay Electronica stand out. Besides the baby, stand out verse on like
yeah,
Oh,
the
the
time.
baby.
I agree with that. Before
You got
the
HIV?
baby verse, Jay Electronica definitely had it, but that's not saying much. This is fucking Jay Electronica. Although I will say that his album, which was essentially a Jay Z album, was underwhelming. Like I don't think he had a verse on his own album that was better than his verse on Donda,
Yeah, he's
to
I
my
don't know.
memory.
Maybe he has a bit of Nicki Minaj syndrome.
But what I was gonna say is like Jay Z,
Syndrome.
the Jay Z's last full project is 444, right? Am I missing something?
As a solo artist, yeah, because I think him
Yeah,
and Beyonce had that joint album.
right. So so if you had said to me, okay, he puts out 444 and I don't like it, just yes or no, do you like 444?
I do.
Okay. And then he puts out the joint album with Beyonce. Did you like the Carters? Did you like that one?
I know sure that's
You didn't listen to it? Okay, so like if you had said to me, okay, he puts out 444 and he puts out the Carters and he doesn't like it, and you don't like it, then I could say, okay, I'm gonna cancel him. But I
Nobody
just
talk
think
about
it's really hard.
canceling him. I just
Well,
don't need to.
I'm using the word cancel,
Okay.
but you know what I mean.
Oh,
Like, you
okay.
don't want to hear from him anymore. Like I don't know. I just think that's really harsh. I think that's
I'm
really
good.
hard.
I'm good. I'm good.
I mean, I guess that's fine. Like,
444
he's still gonna put music.
was a while ago also.
Well, yeah, but again, we brought up the Carters and we brought up the Jay Electronica, which he did heavy lifting on that album. It might as well have been like a collab album.
Yeah, that's okay.
So, and
You know who
he,
really
to
sucks?
me, outshine Jay Electronica on that album. So, who sucks, Michael?
Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi sucks on Certified Lover Boy. I hate that song. That is one of my least favorite songs.
It was funny because because the lady was over earlier. I was telling her about that. I felt like he misused Cuddy, like like especially in the role that you gotta almost use like Cuddy's almost like another instrument. Like he's like he should be like the strength of like the sound, and this like he was just totally overpowered by the production.
I don't
and
know. I'd
I
have to think more about that. But if we want to talk about Kid Cudi features being amazing and Kid
this is
Cudi features
bad.
being terrible,
This is bad.
fucking Moon without Kid Cudi was great. Moon with Kid Cudi was like, of course, like this only makes sense. You guys didn't like Moon because I don't feel like anyone brought that up.
I don't know the names.
The
I
one
think
with Don. Okay, well, you don't even
the
really
only
listen
one
to
I
new
think I
music, so
the only one I think I wait. What do you mean new music?
like if I mentioned Don Tolliver, have you listened to Don Tolliver?
No.
Yeah, so
Love Don Tolliver.
like Mike knows Don Tolliver, so I could say like the song with Don Tolliver, and he'd be like, "Oh, but I can't do that with you because I don't think you know."
To the after party.
So like it's the one where they say Moon a lot. I don't know if that helps.
Moon.
It's similar to the Donda track.
Donda, moon.
But yeah.
But,
It's called
but yeah,
Moon Chant.
the Moon feature with Kid Cudi was amazing and perfect and beautiful, and then this.
Well,
That's another
I
thing.
think
Like
that's because I feel like Kanye knows like
You and all your
how to
friends
utilize how
Sorry.
to utilize him.
right.
There.
Yeah, and I personally feel like Drake is just a competition between those two guys because, like, first of all, they haven't really been friends for years, so they were
No,
able
since
to.
that the Ye stuff.
So they haven't been able to. Well, no, it wasn't.
Well,
They had a falling out way before Drake and Kanye had
no, but
falling out.
didn't they say that he like Drake do the vocals on that? Like that was
They
like he
both know what.
did on the Ye album, not the vocals or like the chorus, something like
I don't know what
that.
you're talking about.
Drake
About Wills.
On what album?
on Ye.
Drake. Yeah, Drake wrote on one of the songs on there, but I don't. That
Was
wasn't the
it
start of the
Yikes?
beat. That wasn't the start. Yeah,
Well,
that
no,
wasn't
not
the
the
start of the
start, but
beat
I'm
though.
saying no, but I'm saying like yeah, it doesn't. I don't know.
What I'm
It's
saying is, it seems like Drake repaired this relationship. I don't know why. To me, it seems like he was just trying to siphon off because Kid Cudi's hot right now. Like, had a big album. The kids love him. Like the old school Kid Cudi fans are there. The new school Kid Cudi fans are there. I feel like he was trying to siphon off some fans, and he put Cudi on this track, and it did not go well. It did not sound good,
I
and
don't
I
know.
don't know
Well,
what they were thinking.
I love that's interesting because I shared you with you guys that Fantano debate thing, and like it's interesting that
Uh,
you take it the other way. That it's Drake who's like is like trying
Siphoning
to
fans.
compete with like trying to compete for like against Kanye while like
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't know.
it definitely goes both ways. I think they're both doing it. They're both engaged in this thing. I don't think it's one other than other. I watched the Fantano thing. Fantano, I agree with his stance that like Drake, almost like he needs to be the bigger person and like let it go because like Kanye's not really saying anything to him. Kanye's not impacting him. Kanye's not really competing with Drake at this level. You could argue like artistically, like the value of the music maybe, but numbers and star power and just being the sound of music today, Kanye is not in the
Well, that's
competition.
I would think
Sorry.
that's just I think that's just because Kanye's muddied his star a bit in like the zeitgeist. Like
Yeah,
Drake
I
is
mean,
Drake is just known for being like
it's not
a
like by
rapper pop
happenstance.
star. Like
Yeah,
Kanye is known for like being a Trump supporter and being like
right. But that's not
slightly
Drake's fault.
mentally unstable. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like that's why like in terms of like maybe like competing for star power. But they're definitely I definitely buy the idea that Kanye is
The flat
uh
earther of rappers.
jealous or
Yeah,
jealous or
100%.
threatened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
I
hundred
totally buy
percent,
that.
one hundred
Um,
percent. But my thing is like Drake shouldn't be feeding into it. Like I don't think he should be feeding into this
well,
like
he is a petty
competition.
person.
Well,
Well,
yeah, we know,
or
but
he
like we want better from him or
I mean,
for
do
him.
you remember? Do you remember Jimmy in a wheelchair? Like, come on,
Wheelchair
hum,
petty
Jimmy.
as fuck.
humble beginnings. Age, age.
Can I just ask why have we talked about these two morons and we haven't talked about Isaiah Rashad's new album?
I don't know.
That fell flat for me again from always listening to new music. So
I didn't listen. Wait, have you listened to the new Nas album?
I was listening to it today, actually. Yes.
Oh, first
Talk
time. I
about
listen,
someone that I'm tired
listen,
of hearing from.
listen to it for weeks. That album is really good. So
Yeah, it is. It is really good. So let's get in. Did you guys listen to Tyler the Creator?
What am
I
I
did.
supposed to do outside of get
So-
rich?
To me, like the conversation of like album of the year is between like has been between like Drake and Kanye, but that's really not even close to the conversation.
No, that's
I
just
feel like
most popular.
right. I feel like Tyler is up
Somehow
there.
it's still gonna be Macklemore.
Macklemore didn't even drop this year. He's like, yeah, Macklemore wins best rap album.
Best repeat album of the year.
He's gonna like re-release his album years ago. That was great. But yeah, I feel like Tyler right now has the best album, this hip hop album of the year at least, and
It's
probably
from what I
probably Nas number 2, but I have to give it more listens. But the Nas project is definitely solid.
from what I listened to, I don't know. I might need to listen to Tyler again. I feel like from what I've obviously I haven't listened to a ton, but like Cole's album still
What is the Tyler
stands
album
for me.
called?
Was it Ben? Sorry, no. I forgot the name.
I actually haven't heard it yet.
Hold on. Oh, do I not have it downloaded still?
Call me if you
Call Me
get
If You Get Lost. Yeah.
lost. Yeah.
So to me, that album was incredible, start to finish. Production wise, the sound is crazy. Lyrically, the narrative behind it, that to me was like a full project, just start to finish. It got everything you could want. I was super impressed by that album. And I don't think we've gotten anything else this year. I think the J. Cole album was underwhelming. The beats to me, like, I don't know, like, I really like when J. Cole does his production. I know that he outsourced on this one. I don't know if that's the reason, but again, musically, it didn't connect with me. Like, lyrically, I thought it was okay, but musically, definitely didn't. It just didn't connect.
I've never been that impressed by J. Cole.
Nah, 2014
No,
Forest Hills Drive.
That's a hot,
That's just
hot
a hot
take,
take.
I know, but
2014 Forest Hills Drive is one of the greatest albums of all time. Where are we at with time, actually?
I don't know.
Time to end.
Yeah, we're getting close.
I'm close.
Time to end it all. I don't think we really should get into another topic. I feel like I did have other things that I wanted to say though. So, Certified Lover Boy, we can all agree was not good, right? Like, not good.
What are you talking? What is not good?
Certified Lover Boy, not good.
Nah.
He's got to try harder.
Cheap
so
at
yeah,
best.
let's talk about that. So like with Drake, right? What version of Drake do you like? Because I feel like on this album, like the first half, he gave you like the rapidy rap Drake, and then the second half was kind of like the more sing-songy Drake.
Like,
do you like both sides? Do you want a mix of that? Or
I feel he can do both well. I feel like was that like he took like different aspects from like different things that people liked off different like previous work, but like did like a
like
less enthusiastic. Not even repackaged, like a less enthusiastic, like weaker version of that. Like the first track kind of reminds me of like what's that song? The first one off of Nothing Was the Same. The Tuscan Leather with the beat flip. But it's like it's a weaker version of that. Like if you're reading This Is Too Late, really good album.
Actually, you know what? I probably need to download that album and listen to it again. I know that I've heard it before.
It's a really, it hits like pretty much through.
It slaps. It fucks.
So wait, that one's like a 10 to 12 track album. That's not like a mixtape type thing, right?
I don't know with Drake. I consider all them albums, but you call some of them.
No, I'm just saying like lengthwise. Like, is it? I think
longer? It's like 15.
Is it girthy?
I'm thinking like, can I hear it on the train ride to work, or is it like I need to sit down and?
What is it? It's
with a glass of scotch.
17 out.
Really ruminate.
16
that's really long. All right, I don't know if I can bear him for that long.
But like, it's good.
Seriously. I don't know. People put his songs on in the car, and I'm like, really? Do we have to all listen to this?
I also don't like Future. So that
Oh,
also makes it hard for me. Can we
Yeah,
talk about
worse.
like
I don't
okay,
think I listened to that. I don't think I listened to that album. The one that
If we
everybody.
if we were like
if you're
held at
reading this, it's too late.
gunpoint
Isn't
and they
that
were
the
like,
one with Future?
Huh?
Isn't if you're reading this, it's too late. The one with Future? With
No,
Future?
that's the one with Future
two,
is the shoot. Oh, what's the? I totally. I'm drawing a blank.
if they were like, Mike, we're gonna hold you at gunpoint. You have to choose which rappers get to keep from making music and which don't. Future would go.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of him at all. Oh my god, what is this name of this album?
Like
Summer
his
Madness. Well,
name
no,
is
not Summer
actually
Madness.
very
Shoot,
ironic because he is not the future.
Oh, what a time to be alive.
What a Time to Be Alive. There you go.
So apparently I've been getting those confused this whole time.
Nah,
I didn't realize. I thought that if you're reading this was the one with Future on it.
no, those are different ones. That's another
Future
thing.
has
Or
no
I should say,
future.
I thought they both had Future on them. That's what
Nah,
I.
that's another thing. Drake following that. I don't know, that Lil Wayne blueprint of just like flooding the market.
Yeah.
He like has an album release every year, like a project release every year.
I
Aside
mean,
from like
it's
features
working.
and
Yeah, it's like when McDonald's puts out a new sandwich every month.
It's more like when Apple puts out a new phone that they really don't need to. That's
true.
the same thing repackaged and done not as well.
Got him. Got him.
Bang bang. But yeah, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
Oh, me or Mike? I don't remember.
You. I think we were talking about Future, and you were like,
Oh well, yeah. So I'll definitely give if you're reading this, it's too late. A listen. My personal favorite Drake project is what's the one that was More Life. I love More Life, and I feel like people don't like it.
You sound yeah.
I like More Life.
You're a More Life kind of guy.
Is that the one with
I
the
love that album.
Starburst song or whatever?
Starburst song. I don't know.
Passion fruit.
That's what it makes me think of.
The Starburst song. Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, people, like I tell people that More Life is my favorite Drake project, and they're like, "Are you insane?" And I'm just like,
"You're like, are you insane for liking Drake?"
Well, that's that, and like Views is where he goes into the Afro beats vibe, right?
Yeah, those.
That's racist.
When he stole all the.
Yeah,
I mean, can I just ask one thing? I didn't have that much to say about it.
Yeah.
But on this album, that song where it's like I'm too sexy for whatever.
It's a bad song.
Isn't that stolen? How did they have that on the album?
It's a sample. What do you mean?
He paid a lot of money. He paid a lot of money to have the right to say that.
Well, that was a giant waste of money because it wasn't even a good song to start with.
It wasn't. Well, no. They could have done something clever with it, but it was bad. And
it was terrible.
Decided to put Future on it, who's the king of the fuckboys, and make it a fuckboy song. It's bad.
King of the mediocre, less than mediocre.
I think Take Care still stands head and shoulders above everything else.
I've been saying this for a while, but I feel like Drake needs to actually just step away and live life, and then come back and have something to talk about. Because I feel like he really doesn't have.
Yeah, he's been like
I can say like we give Kanye shit or whatever for like his antics and stuff like that, but at least at the end of the day, whenever he goes through that stuff, we're like, oh well, the album. At least we know he's going to talk about something. Like I don't know what Drake is like talking about.
That's another thing. Like
okay,
aside from like his love of Jesus and like speaking about his mom. Like occasionally, that's another thing.
Speaking about his mom, speaking about his wife. Go ahead.
I need to hear more. I need to hear more Donda, and less like I don't know.
Oh, you feel like it wasn't enough about his mother?
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like
criticism. I feel like he wore like. Even though like I guess he has the right to do what he wants, how he wants to like express himself and his feelings about his mother and like her passing away. I felt like he wore like the name and the veneer of like this being the Donda album as like a costume almost.
Yeah. I mean, I think that as a fan, we know what his mother means to him. So when he attaches that level of importance to an album, I think as fans we're like, well, he's got to do something now because this is his mother we're talking
I
about.
mean, I think it's
And like
the spirit is there.
I mean, it's like it's nice in like what he does in like in reference and like in reference to her is sweet in its moments. It just feels like I feel like if you were gonna do a like the quality didn't match what it should have been for it being an album labeled Donnie. This should have been like
but that's what I'm saying. That's the point I was
this
just
should have
making.
been a
You're
top
saying it's
three.
not enough. You're saying it's not
Yeah.
enough, but you're saying that only because it's called Donda. So like as a fan, you're putting that like, well, this is the Donda album. It has to be great. Which
Yeah.
like it's the Donda album. It's his mother's name. He can do whatever the hell he wants to do with it.
Yeah, he could, but like I was like, it's like
I'm such a fucking hoe.
I'm disappointed that the Donda album is a 6.
I
That's
just
what it is.
can I ask you guys?
Oh wait, we gotta rate Surfer Loverboy too. But yeah, go ahead. Ask your question, Mike.
Yeah.
I just want a quick question. Are you guys saying Donna or Donda?
Donda.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, Mike.
Could you imagine? I didn't know.
All right.
I thought it was Donna.
4.9.
4.9. Okay, wait. Same question. How many of the tracks did you like on this that you gave it a 4.9, and Kanye only got a 6, and you like just under half of the songs, realistically?
Oh wait, you trying to
Your
bully
rating
me and
process
dropping this
I'm
album?
not bullying you, but I'm asking you to defend your statement because you're giving it a 4.9.
You're such a fucking hoe.
And I don't know what you liked about this album. I heard you at least like some things.
I like
10 tracks.
You remember All Day? Remember that song? That was good.
Great song.
All Day.
What a time. What a time.
I love that song.
Wait, did this board just wait, or did I just not play it long enough? How many songs were on this album? On the Loverboy?
301?
Oh shit! My excuse my language. My laptop.
Oh no, I'm lying. It's 21. 21.
I don't even think I listened to the whole thing. I didn't play the Fans and the Remorse. Hold on.
Yikes.
Look at you.
I'm going to give it a 26 because I like 2.5 songs.
So a 2.6.
All right, I'm
2.6.
I'm going to give it a 4.8.
Oh, dropping 0.1 decimal.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But where is your
that was
justification?
1 bar.
Like, okay, so same question. Like, which songs or how many songs did you like out of this 21? Because it's got to be less than 10.
You talking to Mike or me?
I'm talking to you.
I like.
You talking to me?
Mike gave a reasonable score to me.
What did he give?
2.6.
I like 3 songs.
3 songs out of the 20.
I like the song
and
with,
it gets a 5.
I like it gets a 4.8, and I said I like 3 songs, and then like I find like the a lot of it being like mediocre or like middling, but not like bad. Like
okay, so Kanye, you felt like you had bad songs.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's all I needed to hear because to me, a lot of these songs, to me, it's not that they're bad songs.
They're boring and mediocre and they're lazy. They put me to sleep.
The only song, there's like maybe
it's like 3 or 4 songs that I like.
2 or 3. There's 2 or 3 songs on Donda that I like will skip. Well,
not
I don't
including
actually
the
skip
chant.
them. I was including it. I don't really. So Donda chant, I don't like. God Breathed, I don't really like.
I know God breathed on this.
Believe What I Say, I don't like. So that's 3. Tell the Vision, that's 4. That song shouldn't even be on the album. It's literally Pop Smoke fodder. And I'm okay with everything else. So it's 4 songs that I don't really want to hear.
Is that not including the part 2s? Or including the
I'm not including the part 2s because it's the same song.
Yeah.
But like if even so, like I listen to all the part 2s anyway. So we could include it if you want to.
It wasn't a part 2 as much as it was a 1.2.
Maybe even less.
Because like Jail Part 2, I think is a great song. Okay, Part 2.
They're not even that different.
It's the Shenseea verse on that other one.
Yeah, people were freaking out about the Shenseea stuff.
Junior Part 2 I really like because I love Ty Dolla $ign on a Kanye song. Like his part was good. Jesus Lord Part 2 is a banger. Like the clips, not the clips, the lock feature on Jesus Lord Part 2, I thought was great. Yeah, there's 4 songs in here that I will not enjoy. Everything else, like I said, like 2 through up until like Moon, 2 through 13, I'm like, I fuck with this heavy.
Mm.
And
Fuck
then
with this heavy.
it loses steam at like Heaven and Hell, Keep My Spirit Alive, Jesus Lord is a good one. Oh, about to get flagged. Lord, I Need You. Like Come to Life, I think is beautiful, but it's like so far afterwards. I could do without No Child Left Behind, if I'm being honest. But like, I like most of the songs out here. That's why I gave it an 8. I'm okay. 7.5 to 8, depending on my mood. I
Wait,
like
so then where would you rank this then? Because that's gonna be
that's a bigger conversation. But
I'm gonna get upset.
Right after Twisted Dark Fantasy.
It's not.
That's probably where I'm gonna get upset with you.
No, but that's the thing. Like, I'm not grading this higher than Fantasy or Jesus or damn.
It's in the bottom, like the
It's
bottom.
it's in the Pablo range for me. It's not in like the.
That's a scientific term, the Pablo range.
The Pablo range.
The Pablo.
This formula is based on the Pablo range.
Y equals MC squared Pablo.
So to me, like the worst, but like calling it the worst, it implies that I don't like it, but that's not the case. Like there isn't a Kanye album that I don't like, and I think we differ there because I like Jesus is King and I like Ye. I do. I like those albums, and I listen to them on repeat when they came out. This is probably actually the one that I listen to the least on repeat, but it's only because it's so long. Like it's harder to listen to it.
And that I think that needs to be put into consideration when you're like considering like
I think if you cut this
you're
down,
consuming it as a project and like
if you cut it down from 23 to like 18, I'd probably be okay with it. Like I'm okay with it being like 18 tracks. I wouldn't say this has to be like a 12 track album. But if you cut it to like 18, I'm like, this is actually, I would probably be okay with it.
We didn't do that. And like, and he didn't even do like, they didn't even put like the part 2s and like the bonus track things. Like, I don't know, but like,
where you wanted him to really milk it and then do a re-release and then have the.
That's what he's doing. He's done that.
He's not doing that.
That's what 27. That's what 27 song album isn't
that's what
milking
people
it.
No, but that's different. That's different from what other people do, which is they'll release the same album with slightly different artwork, call it a deluxe version, add 4 random tracks on the end, and be like, "Oh, deluxe just hit you 6 months later," and they'll run the same streams over and over again. At least he gave it all to us at once. He's not packaging like the bullshit.
Yeah, but that's I like it that way because then it's a better project. Like the deluxe thing isn't the album. This is the album.
But you know what the album is.
These auxiliary.
You know the album ends at No Child Left Behind.
Nope. The album
what about
ends.
Life of Pablo? What about Life of Pablo? You know when that album ends. Just because he says there's bonus. Oh shit! I just did my thing.
The album ends where the album ends.
Just because he didn't say these are the bonus tracks.
It's not even labeled.
I'm gonna buy the album. I'm gonna shoot a bootlegger.
It's not labeled. It don't have bonus track in parentheses. Therefore, it's part of the album.
Guys, what is an op?
Oh, it's
like opposition.
Opposition. Yeah. So it's anyone who's like
the enemy.
against you.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah. Mike, so you should move southern. Like,
how do you catch an op?
When you catch them lacking, Mike, or you catch them lacking in the streets, you might have to pop it off real quick, son. Mike. Come on, Mike. Where are you from? I thought you were from the Bronx. I'm Westchester, Michael. Okay,
I'm a little dusty. I'm a little dusty. I'm more north than Westchester.
He's
I said I'm from Westchester. You're supposed to be more gangster than I am because you're from the Bronx. All right, we need to wrap this up now because I'm getting really hot and sweaty.
Yeah, my laptop's about to die.
Yeah.
All right.
Death to the future.
Okay.
Poorly made pod.
That's it.